What's going on, YouTube? Coming at you this 105-degree Thursday in sunny Southern California to bring you a video of this 2006 Ford F350 Lariat. This truck is a crew cab long bed, okay? It has 153,000 miles on it. It's got the bulletproof EGR cooler. Just sent it through Ford. Basically, had a bunch of stuff done there, which I'll go over during this video. But yeah, as always in my videos, this is going to go over like any of the cosmetic defects that the truck has. Essentially, with the investment that this truck is in, some of the little things that I might normally fix as far as like cosmetics, I'm not going to, just simply because I can't afford to spend any more money on this truck. Okay, so aftermarket headlights, little ding in the bumper right there, aftermarket grill. Not my taste personally, but you know, to each their own. This truck did go fully through detail. I believe these are Moto Metal wheels. The caps, I have all the wheel caps for them and everything. Toyo tires. The tires are 2022 date code. So they are not old by any means. I would say they probably have about, I don't know, 30 to 40% tread. This is a Pro Comp lift with the aftermarket radius arm here. While the truck was at Ford, we went ahead and had new tie rod ends done, new drag link, and whatever that part is, I forget the name of it. So as you can see under here, underneath the front end, it's all nice and dry. There's no oil leaks or anything like that that we are aware of. This truck got, let's see, front crank seal. It got oil pressure sensor and the seal that goes with it. It got, I believe, oil pan gaskets. It got a brand new oil cooler. The reason why it got the oil cooler is not because the oil cooler was bad. It was because the oil cooler was leaking. So I'm not going to have my technician go all the way down to fix the leak on the oil cooler and not replace the oil cooler. So it's got the bulletproof EGR cooler, brand new updated Ford OEM oil cooler. No rust, California truck. It does have these amp steps. Okay. Underneath. Shot here. No muffler. Catalytic converter is intact. But I will say the truck is pretty loud, if you know what I mean. MBRP exhaust tip. It does have these airbags here. Not sure on the functionality of them, but they are there. It's got bigger aftermarket shocks in the rear as well. Okay, it's smoked taillights. It's got a setup for like an Anderson hitch, I want to say, like where it's like the puck style, so it fits in there for like a fifth wheel. It has this 2008 plus tailgate on it. The worst thing on the whole truck is definitely going to be just this dent in the tailgate. It's really not that bad. It's hard to tell almost in pictures anyways. Paint is in really good shape. There's no clear coat peeling on the truck. It is, you know, no major scratches or dents other than the one that's in the tailgate. I think there might be a little ding in the front fender up here. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Now, other than that, what else? So it does have, like I pointed out, the spray-in bed liner. It's got this antenna mount, because I'll show you here in a second. The interior, it obviously used to have some kind of like two-way or CB radio. Amp research steps. Super Duty factory Ford rubber mats in the front, not in the rear. So from what I can tell, this is factory leather. Obviously it is degrading just a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's in decent shape. Okay, now normally, like I said, these are the little things that I'm not going to fix. This would probably cost me about 150 bucks. But again, I spent, between the steering and all the oil leaks and the oil cooler, I went ahead and spent almost $4,000 on this truck. I just can't spend any more money on it. So basically, I'm listing it for about $2,000 less than I would normally list a truck with this year, these modifications and these miles. I just sold another one with 171,000 on it, 05 F350 for 19.5 just a couple days ago. The window tint right here is peeling. It's older window tint. kind of is what it is. But as far as like cosmetic stuff, that's really kind of it. It's missing the rear headrests as well, but I don't really know how big of a deal that is. Maybe it is to some certain people. I don't know. Okay, so next step here is I will go ahead and fire the truck up, and then we will go through the functionality of all the electronics, so on and so forth. Pop the hood, pull the oil cap, etc. Okay. So, air conditioning blows ice cold. No issues at all there. Pyrometer works as it should. I am not sure where this pyrometer is tapped, whether it's in the downpipe or the manifold. I haven't looked. That'll just be on the buyer to figure that out and figure out what temps you should be looking for. This truck does not have any tunes on it. The steering wheel is in nice shape. There's no issues with the steering wheel at all whatsoever. It's got aftermarket head unit, Kenwood head unit. Honestly, the backup camera doesn't work. I don't know if there's a camera there or not, but it's just black when you turn it on. So I don't know what the story is with that. Like I said, here you've got the connection and the mount for the radio that used to be in this truck. Parking sensors, they don't appear to be functioning either. Usually when this light is lit up like that, that means that the sensors are in some way not functioning. So we'll do tow haul. Okay, take that out. Next step, we're going to go ahead and put her into 4 high. All right, roll forward a little bit here, drop it down into neutral, put her into 4 low, back into drive. As you can see, that is working 4 low, 4x4 and 4 low, back into neutral. We'll go ahead and take her out of low range, back into drive. And add a 4x4. Back up here a little bit, get back into the spot where I need to be to stay out of the people's way while I'm taking this video here. All right, into park. So we did have this tightened a little bit when we did the because it was like loose. So that my tech found it was missing a bolt, and so we replaced the bolt. All right, what is next here? So blinkers, those are all working. Hazards, those are working. Rear window, these always scare me. It's a little sticky. Opens part of the way, not all the way. So you might want to work on that. All the auxiliary switches function. Trailer brake works, gain up, gain down, so on and so forth. Okay, let's see, what else here? Windows. Okay, that one's not working. Now, keep in mind, like I said, with the functionality of some of these little things, I spent money on the mechanics. I spent money on the steering to make sure that it drives good. I spent money on the engine to make sure that it is reliable. And that's kind of where it's going to be at for me, like I had already mentioned. Sunroof. Okay. Center console here. Carpet's in good shape. There's no weird odors or smells or anything like that with the truck. Door locks work. Okay. Let's see. We got the seat functionality. That all works as it should. Seat heater works. Go ahead and pop the hood here. walk around with it running. This truck is pretty tall and I'm pretty short, so you just have to bear with me here. It is very hot outside, and I know this is very loud. So it's got new charge boots, boom, boom. It got new cooling hoses, okay? It got a new degas bottle, got a full service. The engine is warm. So you'll be able to see here. I mentioned this in other videos. If you see there's a little bit of a yellow tint on this, I don't know if you can tell in the video or not, but basically what that is that's oil dye. So when my technician goes into these trucks, he puts oil dye in there, so that way he is able to discern where the leaks are coming from, right? That is his job. Okay. Rear seats are in nice shape. Really, the AC is nice and cold. It is 102 right now, according to my watch, and I'm telling you it is very hot, and it is nice and cool in the truck. Roof's in good shape, no clear coat peel at all, no paint chips, no rust, nothing like that. It really is a nice truck for the money. Like, yeah, it's got little things going on with it. I guess what you would probably expect out of a almost 19-year-old truck. But for the most part, it's solid. So a little more details and information. So I purchased this truck from a Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram dealership in northern or central California. I had it shipped down to me. I drove it to Ken Grody Ford in Carlsbad. That's who does all of our work on all of our Ford trucks. And everything that was done that I had listed out, which I do have paperwork for, was done there. Then I went to the front end department, got all that done. All Ford Motorcraft parts, no aftermarket junk, everything that should be in the truck. It's got a fresh oil change, fresh fuel filters, fresh coolant in the whole cooling system clean out with brand new Ford Gold coolant in it as well. Okay. It's got aftermarket speakers, and I think it was wired for a sub and an amp, but the previous owner must have kept their sub and amp because it is no longer in the truck, okay? So yeah, 153, 537 on the mileage. This thing is good, not broken. It has the connection here. I don't know if this has got phone mirroring or if it's got Apple CarPlay, I'm not sure. And then this here is all nice. These aren't broken or anything like that. But yeah, let's take her for a little drive. See what she's got. So again, when my trucks go to Ford, they go through California emissions at the Ford dealership, right? So when they're there, they get the latest flash, whatever Ford's latest IDS programming is for them, they get that. So this truck was flashed at that point. It was, my technician ran it till the monitor's set, went ahead and put it through emissions. I'll be quiet now while we're driving it. So we are in my residential neighborhood. Got to be a little bit conscious about how I drive. But another cool point on this truck is it does still have the Ford factory windshield. I always love to see that, because sometimes when folks replace them with aftermarket ones, they don't do a great job resealing them and then they leak. So when I see the factory windshield, I always that always is a nice added benefit. So yeah, the oil change is due at 150, I think 158, 300 on this truck here. Sounds really nice when you're driving it. Okay, so it's a big lifted truck, right? It has probably a 6-inch lift, I would say, on it. It drives like a lifted truck with wide wheels. If you've never driven one before, then maybe find a buddy who has one and drive it so you understand. Given how big it is and how lifted it is, it still does drive good. For example, okay, normally at a stop, if it has issues, you can't turn the steering wheel like this. As you can see, I'm easily turning the steering wheel even with the big tires and big wheels. That's why I spend the money on the front end, just to make sure it drives good for the customers, because you don't want to get in a truck and have it be loose, sketchy, or impossible to turn. So we went ahead and did that. I believe we also did, I want to say, like a wheel sensor on the front driver's side. But yeah, it was like $2,995 in the engine department, and then $860 in the front end department. So definitely a pretty penny spent here. All right, so I'll go through the other process. As always, if you like the truck, you are more than welcome to leave a deposit on it. Our deposit is $500. Once I have a deposit on the truck is considered sold. The listing is updated on all platforms, and it is no longer shown to anyone else. If you are out of state, we can arrange shipping. If we have agreed on, like with this truck, the price of shipping is included in the truck, then we will basically, once the truck has been left a deposit on, I will email you a deposit receipt, from which point I will also include all the wire transfer information. You can also pay with a cashier's check and mail it to me. Obviously, that's a much longer process. Most people want to get it done quicker because they want their truck. Once the funds have been cleared, we book the shipping to you. Generally speaking, the truck gets picked up within a couple of days, and depending on where it's going, you know, the lane can be within from a day to a week, depending on where you are in the United States. So again, deposit's $500 if you want the truck. Our deposit holds the truck for up to 2 weeks. Now, I'm pretty easy. I'm pretty flexible. If you need a little bit more time, by all means, that's not a problem with us. Just keep in mind, obviously, 2 weeks is our general standard. Our deposit is non-refundable, meaning once you leave the deposit, you're not getting your deposit back, because again, the truck is considered sold at that point. It's no longer shown to anybody else, and it's updated on all platforms. If you have any other questions about this truck in particular, actually I didn't test this, did I? Steering wheel controls work for the climate control, but I'll tell you right now, I don't have it hooked up. I doubt they work for the aftermarket head unit unless the person was super diligent or knew what they were doing, because it takes an extra adapter to actually make these work with an aftermarket head unit. You can do it, but it's very uncommon to see. So anyways, yeah, leave a deposit on the truck if you like the truck. If you have any questions, you can always reach me, 951-704-2804, or you can find us on Instagram at dynamicrides_, email dynamicrides1@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, my name is Alyssa. You can reach me anytime with additional questions.